leadership here in Laguna Beach.
I'm excited to introduce our Democratic mayor. She's been a volunteer boys basketball coach at the Boys and Girls Club. She's been a business leader, a planning commissioner, and in 2018, she was elected to the Laguna Beach City Council, and now she's our mayor. So welcome, Sue Kempf.
Thank you, Alex. And I have to say, first of all, the Democratic Club, the leadership of our Democratic Club is just awesome. These meetings that you guys put together, the speakers you get, how you draw people together, it's so impressive. I thank you so much for that. And I know it makes it easy to recruit to the club with such good leadership. And I really appreciate all your work. And I know everybody else does as well. I'm just going to give you a few highlights of kind of what's happening in town. We finished our survey. We had a citywide survey. We just closed that today at 5 o'clock. So hopefully all of you that live in Laguna Beach, got a chance to fill that out and give us our input. We're going to take those survey results for our strategic planning session that we're going to be having on March 4th. That's a Friday. It's kind of an all-day session. It's the one time a year where the council gets to work kind of together as a body on what our priorities are going to be for the coming year. So I'm looking forward to that. And I'm looking forward to getting, the input from the community so we kind of know broadly what people think and what we need to work on. I know of interest to Democrats is housing. We concluded our housing element, which is required be submitted to the HCD, the Housing Community Development Organization, state organization. We submitted that, we ran that through the council, submitted it. There was kind of a two-part discussion. One was the housing element. The second part was looking at candidate sites for housing. And I want to thank Alex Runagi as the chair of our Housing and Human Services Committee. He does an excellent job. Lucky to have him. Our whole committee's great, by the way. And I think Barbara McMurray's on the call. She's on our committee as well. So really great volunteers on our housing committee. So we went through some candidate sites. We selected 3. One is Vista Lisa, which if you know about the housing kind of back behind Lang Park, that was one site for possible additional housing. We looked at an area in the canyon, which is the schoolyard. It's property owned by the school district, and they have their bus yard out there. So that may be an opportunity. The school district will work with us. We'd have to move the bus yard somewhere else. So it's kind of a convoluted site, but doable. And then the third we asked staff to look at is in the downtown core, actually, and it's the parking area behind Bouchard's, if you're familiar with the parking lot there. So we'll be looking at those 3 sites upcoming council meetings. And in about, 2 to 3 months, we'll be having a housing workshop, and that'll be open to the public. And we'll be talking about, what's the best way, to accommodate housing in our town. Given that we're fully built out, it makes it particularly difficult, but it's not doable. And so we'll be meeting and talking about that. Our arena number for Laguna Beach is 394. Contrast that to previous number, which I think was 2. So we got a lot of work to do. And so basically, through the housing element, we can identify candidate sites, and we don't necessarily have to build, but we do have to identify sites where we can build. But the goal is to get more housing. It's not to talk about it for the rest of our lives. The goal is to build some housing. So I'm looking forward to that and getting going on housing. On the environmental side, Councilmember Weiss and I are working on finding a way to participate in community choice energy. If just in very quick what community choice energy is, if you just think about Edison being the power supplier from end to end, and producing power and delivering it to the house. The part where CCE fits in is instead of taking the power generation from Edison, we take it from a clean energy source like wind or solar. We hand it off to Edison, or in our case, Edison in Laguna Beach and SDG&E. We hand it off to those investor-owned utilities, and they get the power to the house, and then they bill you. So they're responsible kind of for the back end. So we're hoping to be able to join one of these organizations. Unfortunately, in Orange County's CCA is called Orange County Power Alliance. They've had some issues, kind of management issues, and what I'd probably call startup issues. So they're not really a candidate for us right now. So we're kind of looking elsewhere, and hopefully we'll bring something back to the council, before mid-year to talk about it, but we still have some more work to do in that area. But progressing well, good team, thoughtful group of people, and I really appreciate their efforts there. we're going to be, continuing to work on public safety. We're in a high fire risk zone, as you all know. We passed our public safety initiative, the fire mitigation fire safety program in mid 2019. We have a huge action item list, and we're really getting through that list. We have more to do this year. Very important work, and so we're going to stay focused on that. Looking at maybe taking over the South Laguna Beaches with the county. I'm working with Bob Whalen and Supervisor Bartlett on that. So we're going to try to figure out, does that make sense for us to do? Could we provide better service to our community? Can we keep our beaches cleaner? So we're going to have to look, we're going to look at that. What liability might the city encounter? So we're going to take a look at that. And then kind of finally, our neighborhood environmental and protection plan that we put in place last year. And that was kind of to blunt the effects of COVID. We had, we got, as you know, those of us who live in Laguna, we got inundated with visitors. Beaches got completely overrun, and so did our trailheads. And so we put a lot of kind of protections in place, ban on single-use plastics, refillable water bottles, more marine safety. We contract with Laguna Canyon Foundation up at our trailheads to kind of educate people when they go out on our trails, not to take a candle out on the trailhead and propose to your girlfriend and stupid stuff like that. So getting people to behave better and follow the right program in terms of using our beaches and our trailheads. So, we'll have more to come on the city front. We have a lot of things going on. I think we're going to have a good year. We're struggling with COVID like everybody else. We have a lot of people at City Hall sick. People are sick everywhere. As we all know, everybody I think knows now people who either have COVID or had it. So I'm hoping for a better year this year with COVID, and financially, I think the city is going to do okay. But I think looking forward to a good year. Democrats have a lot to do this year.
Thank you so much, Mayor Sue Kempf. Appreciate it. Fantastic update. We are proud of your leadership there in Laguna Beach, here in Laguna Beach, and so glad that you have sounds like a really great plan for the city in the coming year. And as you can tell in the chat, some really important issues that matter to a lot of people in our club. So thank you for that. We are lucky to have Sue as our mayor. So thank you, Sue. All right. Okay. So